Good afternoon to one and all present here. On the onset, I'd like to thank the WCI team for giving me the opportunity to present today. So today I'll be presenting on triple negative breast cancer, the Indian experience. I'll be presenting on behalf of myself and Dr. Selvi, and the data set will be based from Chennai Breast Center, Tamil Nadu. So as we know, triple negative breast cancers encompass a group of cancers which are estrogen receptor, progesterone receptor, and HER2 receptor negative. The general notion about triple negative malignancies is that they have poor outcomes, high recurrence rates, and rapid local and distant metastasis. So the aim of our study is to look at the demographics, survival rates, and pattern of recurrences among women with triple negative breast cancer in India. So our study includes 332 patients with triple negative breast cancer treated at our center between January 2008 and December 2017. We have retrospectively analyzed prospectively collected data, including age, tumor size, grade, stage, lymph nodal status, mode of treatment, recurrence, disease-free survival. Data was collected using OncoCollect software and analyzed using R software for statistical analysis. So from 2008 to 2017, we had a total of 1,857 patients treated at our center, of which 332, which is 18%, were triple negative breast cancers. Of the 332, 240 patients had upfront surgery followed by adjuvant therapy, and these 240 patients will be analyzed in our survival curves. So of the total 1,857 patients, we had about 10% which were hormone receptor negative, HER2 positive, around 53 which were hormone receptor positive, around 12% triple positive, 18% triple negative cancers. So now splitting into the triple negative group, if we look at the demographics, the median age was around 50 years. Majority was stage 1 and stage 2A and 2B cancers that covered more than 48% of 2A and 18% 2B cancers. Similar pathological staging, majority of the patients stage 1, stage 2A and stage 2B. Looking at the tumor size, majority of patients were less than 3 centimeters, with 41 patients between 2 to 3 centimeters and around 20% 1 to 2 centimeter peak tumor size. Looking at the nodal status, nearly 65% had node negative disease, 23% 1 to 3 nodes. So we do have a large majority of the triple negative tumors presenting with no nodal spread. Majority were IDC, 91%. Majority were grade 3, 70% of the tumors, and around 17% had LVI. Looking at the surgical details at our center, around 32% among the triple negative group had breast conservation surgery, with majority around 67% still having a mastectomy. Nearly 50% underwent a sentinel lymph node biopsy, and around 50% had an axillary clearance. Looking at the pattern of recurrence, among the triple negative group, around 4.5% had distant metastasis, around 2% local spread, local recurrence, and less than 1% had local regional recurrence, and only 2 patients had distant and local spread. So we can see that the recurrence rates are still high. Everything is less than 5%. We've then tabulated some differences between the triple negative groups and hormone positive and HER2 positive groups. So if we look at the pathological stage, if you look at stage 3, 3A and 3B, around 8% had triple negative, around 10% hormone receptor positive, and HER2 had 15% stage 3 cancers. Again, looking at the nodal status, around 64% of the triple negative were node negative, 55% of the hormone receptor and 48% of the HER2 positive disease had node 0 disease. So there is still a majority of triple negative patients having node negative disease. And this is important because we look at it in the survival curves, and we see that nodal status is one of the most important prognostic factors. Looking at the grade, triple negative did have majority of patients with grade 3 disease, as did HER2 positive disease. Hormone receptor disease had more of a grade 2 disease. So now coming to the survival curves, if we look at DFS for the entire triple negative population, with a median follow-up of 73 months, the 5-year DFS is 86.67%. So they may not be doing as bad as we thought they were. We do have a 5-year DFS of 86%, and the follow-up is 73 months. If we compare the node positive and the node negative disease, we see that the node positive disease for 5-year DFS is 79%, and the node negative 5-year DFS jumps up to 90%. So there is a big split of curves, although the p-value is still 0.013. Comparing triple negative versus hormone receptor positive, the DFS graphs, we see that the first couple of years, the hormone positive disease is doing better than the triple negative disease. But by around 84 to 86 months, although the numbers are small, we see that the graphs almost overlap each other. And as the triple negative recurrence rates comes down, the hormone positive recurrence rates come up, and the graphs overlie one on top of each other. So we did a graph plotting the events, which is kind of an inverse of that. And if you see the triple negative curve, you see that the first around 36 months, there is a drastic increase in the number of events happening in the triple negative group, whereas the hormone positive group is more of a flat curve. And we see that it just, the hormone positive is more of a flat lie, whereas the triple negative has a steep peak in the first couple of years, and then there's a straight line after that. This is similar to how we hear that triple negative breast cancers recur more commonly in the first few years and then tend to do well if they do well after that. This graph of the events is showing us a similar picture. And just the last slide on genetic testing done at our center among the triple negative breast cancer. This we've taken the entire data from 2007 to 2020. Around 68 patients underwent genetic testing, of which 16, which is 24%, had a genetic mutation. Most were BRCA1. One patient had BRCA2, and one patient had a TP53 mutation. Some of them underwent risk-reducing surgeries, and most of them did have a risk-reducing salpingo-oophorectomy. Thank you very much, and a special thanks to Dr. Selvi for letting me present this data, and a special thank you to Dr. Ramesh Nimagedda and the whole OncoCollect team, without whom collecting this data and processing all the data and giving out these graphs would have been difficult. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.